Welcome to another edition of One Take Only. I'm George Phillips from oilpressure.com. This is once again my good friend John McClellan. And John, it's hard to believe it's been 5 months since we've done one of these.
You told me it was March 9th since the last time we did this. I don't believe it. But nevertheless, we've been to some races and seen some races.
Yeah, I mean, we can't cram 5 months into a few minutes here, but saw a great Indy 500, and it was just
How'd you like whole day that week? You went up there for that.
I went up there for that. In fact, I went up there Thursday night and spent I was up there for Fast Friday, all qualifying weekend. Actually up there opening weekend too. And so we did 3 weekends in a row. So it was great.
I love Indianapolis in May.
I do too. Tenderloins, mug and bun root beer. It's just great. But great for Tony Kanaan. But that's as much as I'd love to talk about that. It's kind of ancient history now. We got a lot of things going on. Had Mid Ohio a couple of weeks ago. We're in that lull now in the schedule,
and I don't like it. I don't like it a bit.
I don't either. And you know, we got Sonoma coming up here this weekend, and then Baltimore for Labor Day weekend, and then we really hit a lull. So I know they didn't plan on this. I hope to God that whenever the new schedule is announced, hopefully that's going to be soon, but a 5-week break in between races towards the end of the season when you're already going up against the NFL, not good.
Right. Hey, George, tell me something. Let's talk about the schedule. Do you think a television partner could help us, a dedicated television partner could help the IndyCar series with that scheduling problem, with those lulls and such?
Sure. If we get somebody, and I say somebody to cooperate. Right now we're in the NBC Sports Network part of the schedule. They're a pretty good partner. I hope it stays that way, because with the NASCAR deal that's just announced, they've already got Formula One. There's a good chance that IndyCar just kind of keeps getting shuffled more and more out of the picture. So don't know really how that's going to shake out. But yeah, I think, I don't know about, I'm sure television enters into some of the scheduling, but really I think it comes more to tracks and the promoters, and do tracks want us there? And right now that's a problem. I mean, you know, everybody says let's go to Road America. Well, the problem is
Road America promoters.
Yeah, Road America's not going to pay the huge sanctioning fee that IndyCar charges. So, you know, what are you going to do?
What about COTA? COTA.
You mean Circuit of the Americas?
That's right.
In Austin. You like that name, don't you?
It looks like a beautiful track from
I think it is.
Pictures and all that. I'd love to go to.
I've only, like you, most people, I've only seen it on television and pictures. But yeah, it looks great. I mean, it looks like more than just a first-class facility.
Right.
It is a world-class facility, and it is what I think the IMS Road Course Formula One track wanted to be.
Right.
But
there's no way that could ever happen.
No, that road course is
and
not good.
It doesn't need that at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
No, but they've got it now, so they might as well do
the Grand Dams and all that.
But I don't think that, unlike what Jimmy Johnson wants, we don't need to put 31-degree banking in at IMS.
No, NASCAR needs to figure out how to race at IMS.
But getting back to the track at Austin, I'm not going to say COTA, but getting back to the track at Austin, I think that there's a good chance. I don't think we're going to see it next year. We might, but I think there's a good chance we may. When I say we, I mean IndyCar may end up there. Whether Eddie Gossage likes it or not, well, that remains to be seen. He didn't like it when they got the race at Houston, and if they add a natural terrain road course at Austin, he sure ain't going to like that.
Well, if Eddie Gossage, who I admire very much, and I like Bruton Smith, his operation at Bristol, particularly when Jeff Bird was the general manager, always an enjoyable time. But Eddie Gossage, he's a businessman, and I just don't see him cutting the IndyCar part out of the track schedule because they're going to run over in Austin.
Oh, I do. I think,
Well, he needs to. He might need that date.
I think he sees that that's going to dilute his product. I think that
is he not making money off of it though? I mean, if he
I don't know. I haven't seen his books.
Yeah, I mean, but if he's making money off of it, why would he not want to do it?
But I think he's going to do a wait and see on how things go in Houston. I don't think there's a whole lot of people that are going to say, I don't think I'm going to go to that oval race in Fort Worth because I want to go to the street course in Houston. But I do think there are people that go, I'd really like to see that Formula One track in Austin. I think I'm only going to go to one race. I live in Texas. I'm only going to go to one race this year. I think I'm going to go to Austin instead of Fort Worth this year.
Well, that's just how it goes on that. Say Indianapolis has the deal up in, you got Milwaukee to deal with. For Milwaukee, that's not far away from Indianapolis. Same thing with the road course over at Mid-Ohio. I understand that it was a lot of the Indiana folks that were down there.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's it'll be interesting to see what happens. I do think that I think IndyCar will end up racing there.
I hope so. I think it's a great addition, and put Phoenix on there, and we're going.
Well,
we're
and everybody's saying let's go to Phoenix. Phoenix racing is great. Remember, they've changed the configuration of Phoenix. They've increased the banking there as well since IndyCar last raced there. So who knows if that's going to be a great racing track anymore.
Okay, good point. That was a beautiful course. I'd love to see him coming around turn 4, coming in the main stretch there.
Yeah, of course they took that bridge down.
No, that's too bad.
Yeah,
that's too bad.
Of course, where I'd like to see him, Road America, Michigan, but then that puts 2 more races in that clump. You got Belle Isle, Michigan, Milwaukee, Michigan,
and Eddie Gossage is upset that there's going to be 2 races in Texas.
Now, of course, these haven't happened yet either, so we'll see.
But we are in Belle Isle.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But so we're unscripted, and I've gone blank. Where else do you want to go?
Well, I'll tell you where we can go on this. Let's just talk about what's shaping up for the points. Elio, that's your guy. You like Elio?
I like Elio. I've been a long-time Elio fan, and he's never won a championship on a major level. I would really like to see, because he's 38 years old now.
Right.
And
he's been great. He's just an all-round, personable, charismatic, wonderful for the series.
Yeah.
He's a draw.
He is a draw, and he's been loyal to Roger Penske, and Roger Penske's been loyal to him.
That's right, yes.
And so I'd like to see that loyalty rewarded. And I was figuring this out the other day. I think next year, I think right now they're tied, but I think next year, if I'm not mistaken, Elio will surpass Rick Mears in longevity with driving for Roger Penske. I think.
Okay.
Mears drove for him from 78 to 92. And Elio's been with him since 2000.
Well, if Elio wins the 4th Indianapolis 500, then he's, even up with Rick Mears and that Roger, and working for Roger.
And that brings up a interesting point for debate, because I've heard this a lot, and I've got mixed feelings on it. If Elio does get that 4th Indy 500, do you put him in the same category with Mears, Unser, Foyt? Silence.
Yeah. Well, I haven't said I don't.
I'm not sure that I do.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not sure that I do. Maybe I'm just being old-fashioned, because a win is a win. But
let me just say this. I think that Tony Kanaan's win this last May was as significant as any win that has ever happened there at the Indianapolis 500. I mean, that's a great field. It was a good field. Lots of passing. Hear me out. Okay. You've got the.
That's a dramatic statement.
It's a dramatic statement. However, still, it's a quality win. I mean, that would if he was to win 3 more.
There's a difference between a quality win and the most significant win.
Well, let's just say that why we're saying this, and that's because of what happened in 96. When you had Gardner.
Okay, we're not going to talk about the split.
Okay, but that okay, we're not going to talk about the split, but the split is why you're bringing this up. Is it significant?
No.
It is, because you had a lot of when the major drivers, a lot of them were racing over there at CART. or champ car.
All those drivers are retired now.
I know it.
Moot
Still.
point, and you got a unified series.
Okay,
Moot
and it's
point,
great.
moot point.
Great. Okay, then what was the matter with those first 2 wins? Why would they not be significant for you?
I didn't say there was anything the matter with him.
Okay, then why why wouldn't he be in the same category with Foyt? I mean, he was up against.
I really think it boils down to, as it stands right now, maybe things will be different by the time he gets that 4th win, if he gets it. Mears, Foyt, Unser had championships under their belts. Elio does not.
Okay, let me ask this then. We're just talking about the Indianapolis 500. What would you rather have? An Indianapolis 500 championship, a baby board, or that big old trophy for the series, which I think is
Astor
great?
Challenge trophy.
What would you rather have?
Oh, the baby board, of course.
Shoot, you got it.
Okay.
The ring itself.
Okay. All right, so Mario Andretti has 1 Indianapolis 500 victory. Eddie Cheever has 1 Indianapolis 500 victory.
I've talked about this before. Well, now, okay. Now ask that question. What about it? What's?
Are they equal?
Not in the least bit.
Okay. Okay. Moving on.
Golly, that's a tough one. Hey, I know some of you out there are going to majorly disagree with that.
Both of them.
And if and if Eddie, if you're out there, I'm sorry.
I'm sure Eddie Cheever's watching this right now. Why do you do that?
Let me tell you what. Let's just face it. All right. Go ahead now.
Anyway, we're already out of time.
No, we're not. We got 2 more minutes. Okay, hey,
Wrap
what's
it up.
Okay,
Land the plane.
Real quick. I'll land this plane. Who do you think's going to win the championship? My boy Ryan Hunter-Reay. I think he's out of it.
No, he's not out of it. What are you talking about?
Shoot.
What are you talking about? He's 3rd.
Let me tell you what. He's 3rd, but you know what? I really
He's 65 points back.
Yeah, well, Scott Dixon is on fire.
He wasn't at Mid-Ohio,
That's okay,
the track that he owns.
Well, he didn't lose out. Tell you the guy that was bad, Will Power.
He finished 4th.
I know, but didn't he lose 2 points? Who lost the 2 points?
He lost 2 points.
Yeah.
He finished 4th and lost in the championship.
Poor
Yeah,
guy,
you're
and
right.
I like Will Power.
Well, he's just snake bit.
He just needs to bad year.
He just needs to reset and reboot and start over for next year.
He's a guy that I would think, I would pick every year that in my top 5, who's going to win Indy. I'd say, well, Will Power could win it.
I don't know about that. He's got to do better on ovals.
And Hinch. Golly, I thought Hinch was going to be close this year with those 3 wins, and then he's out to lunch. He had bad stuff.
He's got 3 wins and 3 last place finishes.
No, it's horrible.
So, real quickly though, to answer your question, I'm beginning to think it may be Elio, just because it seems like nobody else wants it right now. And
Scott Dixon looks like he wants it.
Well, Elio has by far been the most consistent all year.
How about Ganassi as a team? You got to hand it to those guys. They've come back. They had started off pretty rough, but and everybody's saying, "Oh, those Honda engines." Well, my gosh, whatever they're making the Honda engines out of, let me have some of that, because they're doing great. Ganassi's doing good, right?
Anyway, yeah, they're doing great. We need to wrap up.
Okay.
Sitting here watching the old phone.
You're a clock
here.
watcher.
I am a clock watcher, but got anything else?
I don't.
That was a dangerous question.
I got a lot of stuff, but
we'll do
I want that schedule fixed where we've got races to talk about.
We'll address that next time. We're going to do more of these. I mean, this is only the 3rd one in a year, so you people that don't like this, don't complain. But anyway, for John McClellan, I'm George Phillips with OilPressure.com.